Israel is losing out. They're losing the media war despite their connections. They are losing the media war. The tide is turning.
What are their connections?
Deep pockets.
What does that mean?
Israel said it still has more targets to hit and did overnight, destroying more of what it describes as an extensive tunnel.
Well, they're very influential people. I mean, they control media.
I would call that an anti-Semitic remark.
Later, when a fire broke out at the mosque compound, Israelis were seen celebrating.
Well, you see, the point is they have a lot of influence and they get a lot of coverage. Now, what has balanced that is the citizen journalist.
But what about anti-Semitism?
When Israeli police stormed the mosque compound, once again using force in the form of sound bombs and rubber bullets, but now at the doors of one of Islam's holiest sites.
And what about Hamas's role in stopping the rockets?
When there is occupation, when there's genocide, when there's war crime, when there's ethnic cleansing, then an extremist element takes advantage of that situation.
Does that include condemning anti-Semitism?
راك يا لديم مازي تتبايشوا انت لو متبيش انت لو متبيش أتم لو متبيشين يا بوشعيم حيالين بوشعيم أتم لو متبيشين
I personally am offended as a journalist. You began this conversation by saying that Israel, suggesting that Israel has, quote, close friends and powerful friends in the media.
Israel's carrying out airstrikes in Gaza.
And the day was punctuated with more massive bombardment, Israel saying it's targeting places associated with senior figures in Hamas.
That is an anti-Semitic trope.
Many civilians, including children, are known to be among the dead.
No. What I'm saying is the perception. Look at the perception the world has. You cannot ignore that, ma'am.
But that's a wrong perception.
Not a story about buildings coming down or a rocket count. It's about civilians suddenly being thrown into despair. A boy in Gaza running to a coffin after his father and elder brother were killed. Dozens have now died.
By giving a balanced coverage, negate it.
The onus is not on those who are being accused of things that aren't true.
More and more of those living in this impoverished strip are losing their homes and belongings and are in fear.
What's happening? 230 innocent people have been killed. More than 50,000 people have been displaced. 50 schools have been bombed. Hospitals have been targeted. Red Cross has been targeted. The AP office, media outlets have been targeted. And what they're saying...
But let's go back to the other side, because there are obviously Israeli casualties as well. And I keep bringing this up because if you're going to be an honest broker, then you have to approach something like this objectively, and that doesn't seem to be the place where you're coming from.
Well, I am objective, and I would want to be objective. Loss of life, I will not condone.